Hey guys, welcome back to Uplifted Living. My name is Hannah, and on this channel, we talk all things lifestyle and how you can uplift yours. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the fact that you don't need to explain yourself to anyone. That's our motto for the rest of the year, rest of our lives. You don't owe an explanation to anybody. You actually don't owe anything to anybody. If somebody let you borrow something, that's different. You need to give it back. But that's about it. If somebody gives you something, it doesn't mean that you owe them. Okay? This is the year of our receiving, being in our receiving, our divine feminine energy. And I'm not saying it's not good to give to people and that you shouldn't give to people. What I am saying is that if you are only helping people or giving to people because you feel obligated to, or like you owe them your time, you don't. Okay? You will naturally give the people you love and respect, you will give them your time, you will give them your resources, you'll give them your energy. Just because you aren't texting one of your friends constantly, you don't feel the urge to, that they're not important, they shouldn't be in your life. But when I am saying you don't need to explain yourself to anybody, I am a person who kind of goes MIA a lot. I'm a busy person, okay? I don't have time to be texting all day. I'll check in with my friends and family whenever I have the time to have in-depth conversations, whenever I have the time to show up for them. But first I have to show up for myself, okay? Or I can't show up for anybody. I have my own priorities and non-negotiables for my life before I start pouring into the cup of somebody else, you know? If you text somebody back late, you don't have to explain. If you feel like explaining, do that. Sure, by all means do that. But just know you don't need to apologize and you don't need to over explain whenever you didn't text them. You know, maybe you didn't text them because you were busy watching The Bachelor. Okay, you are still prioritizing yourself. So why would you be sorry for that? Do you get what I'm saying? Also, I wanted to mention, if there's somebody in your life that you're constantly people pleasing and being extra agreeable with them and overextending yourself, overcommitting to plans with them, it's probably because you're trying to compensate in some way. There's something deficient in that relationship and you are trying to do backbends for the person because you either don't feel adequate enough to have that relationship with that person. If you just can't please them and you keep trying to, just stop. Take other people off of the pedestal and put yourself there. Are you a bad person because you decide to take them off the pedestal and put yourself on a pedestal? You don't need their validation. You should be the main character of your life. And if you don't feel like you are, then who's the main character of your life? Whose movie are you watching? I'm not saying to treat people bad and to be a bitch just because. What I'm trying to say is that you deserve to be in the spotlight. You deserve to be in the spotlight. You deserve to be heard, to be yourself and around people who allow you to be yourself. Take everybody off the pedestal. Take everybody, your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, your friends, your coaches, the celebrities that you keep up with. Take everybody off of the pedestal because we're all human beings. Okay? We all entered this world in the same way from a woman's womb. We'll talk about that in another video. We all entered the world in the same way and we're all going to die. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Call back your energy to yourself because that is the only way you'll be able to help others and to be there for other people, is by first giving to yourself. Like I said, it all comes back to that. If you are always at their beck and call, you'll always have to be at their beck and call. They're always going to call on you. And you may think, oh, well, that's a great thing. I'm dependable. I'm trustworthy. I'm loved. But are those people going to show up like that for you? Chances are no, because they expect that you are the one that'll catch them when they fall. And they probably think, oh, you have somebody else that you go to. You know what I mean? Stop being at everyone's beck and call. You know, honestly, stop going to everybody about your issues, about your personal life. Don't overshare, because people can use these things against you, especially when you call back your energy and you stop being there for them so much and doing everything for them. They're gonna be like, oh, I remember she told me this. Let me use this against her. Let me blackmail her because she's not here for me anymore. Okay? They're gonna equate you not being there for them as you being the bad guy. But really, you're just focusing on yourself and loving yourself, and you don't need their validation anymore, but you're the bad guy because you're not there for them as soon as they call you. No, like, we all have our own lives. We all have our own challenges, things on our plate. So people need to learn to resolve things on their own. And if you're always there to help them, they'll never, ever learn to resolve things on their own. And I used to always be there for somebody in my life who would constantly like call me when they needed help, which is fine. And I'd give them money and I'd do all these things. And then I realized this person is always going to have me because I love them. But if I don't set a boundary and let them know, hey, like, I can't help you all the time, then they are never gonna grow, okay? And I've seen other people in my life do it for other people, and I'm like, you're running yourself dry. There's no need to do that. Yes, this life is abundant, and yes, you can share, and yes, you can provide for others, but if you don't have an excess amount of something, baby girl, like, you gotta stop that. You have to stop, because then when you have nothing, who's gonna be there to help you? Pay attention to the people who react when you tell them no for the first time. When they have a big, grandiose reaction and they're trying to make you feel guilty, and they start ignoring you or being short with you, really pay attention to those people, because their true colors are now showing. If somebody has a reaction like that, that tells you everything that you need to know about the relationship. That shows you who is carrying the relationship and being taken advantage of. Okay, you don't need to apologize for saying no. Get comfortable with saying no, because girl, it just makes you hotter. Another thing to stop explaining to people is what they've done wrong. They're just gonna get defensive anyway. If it's something obvious, if it's something that even a third grader could understand, why do you need to dumb it down for them? Why do you need to break it down and explain? I don't like that you called me this, and said this to me and embarrassed me in front of this person. And first of all, you shouldn't have those people in your life that do those types of things. But if it does happen, you don't need to explain it. Just literally go silent. Don't explain it. I'm not saying this to be toxic. I'm not saying, oh, be passive aggressive. What I am saying is stop giving people your energy. Because you don't have unlimited energy. Do you realize that? You don't. It is so limited. It is so limited. You have so much that you do in your day. You make so many decisions. You're taking care of everyone around you. You have to do so much. You know what I'm saying? So stop explaining to people how they hurt you. Another reason why you want to stop explaining to people how they hurt you is because they will use this as fuel once you piss them off. Once you get on their bad side again, they're gonna know what buttons to press to get that reaction from you. They're gonna know. And if you're like, okay, but why would you have these people in your life that do that? Well, there's some family members you can't get away from. There's some relationships you just can't avoid, you know? Let's say somebody's like, hey, can I borrow your car? I just need to go to the store really quick and get some toothpaste or something. And you're like, okay, yeah, sure, just have it back, you know, in 30 minutes or an hour because I have to go here. And they come back 3 hours later and they picked up a friend on the way and they're doing all this extra stuff, right? If people aren't considerate to you, your schedule, your plans, that sort of thing, why are you explaining to them the kind of woman that you are and the kind of things that you expect? Just show them what you expect by distancing yourself, silencing yourself, moving on to bigger, better things. You don't have time for bullshit. Excuse my language. You don't have time for stuff like that. Nobody does. We're getting busy, we're getting older, we have more responsibilities. So just know that people will place themselves in your life where they think that they fit in your life. If you pay attention to people's actions and the things that they say, they will tell you where they think that you should place them in your life. If somebody wants to be close to you, if somebody wants your time and energy, then they will provide equal value to the relationship. They're not going to just drain you of your energy. They're going to give you energy, if anything. No relationship should be somebody is providing more value and somebody's just lacking. And I understand we'll all have our seasons. You should be able to depend on your friends and your family, those that are close to you. You should be able to. But you shouldn't constantly be draining them of their energy. So, with that being said, stop explaining yourself to people. Also, stop explaining like your career, your work life. They don't need to be a pocket watcher and know every single money move that you make. They don't need to know of every promotion. They don't need to know of every success that you have, just like they don't need to know of every failure that you have, okay? Keep some things to yourself. And it's not to be like shady and to be like all vindictive. No, just because something should be kept private, kept for yourself. You don't want to always be like, I did this, because then you're doing more talking than providing value. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions for me, if you have any suggestions for future videos, I need suggestions. Like, it would really help me to know what you guys want to hear more about. Thanks, guys. I will see you in the next one.